All right, hello there, YouTube. This is Mr. Pokemon 907. Welcome to this is effectively episode 8 of my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe slash Mario Kart 8.5 playthrough 100cc engine class. All right. I think this needs a bit more, positioning, repositioning. I think that's fine. Yeah. Ho. Alright. There we go. Let's see, my brightness should be up a notch. Oh, that is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Alright, so Grand Prix 100cc. And like that focus, you're gonna stay right there, so that it was just so that it wouldn't be. I locked the focus in, so the camera shouldn't be focusing every other second. I kept it, because it can go to focus quite a bit by itself sometimes. So I had that. I was allowing the camera to autofocus, but I do believe it's really too much annoying watching that all the time, especially on a television. That could be a bit disorienting. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see Koopa, see if I can get this to be, because I find that some characters aren't treated the best at all. The Koopa clown car isn't the fastest, I do understand that, but it shouldn't be that slow. Alright, see. So with the Cyber Slicks and the Super Glider, that's the best that I'm seeing here. Right, Gold Glider. It's called a Super Glider. No, it is a Super Glider. Yeah, Super Glider and the Gold Glider is pretty much the same, but you're a bit heavier with this. Alright, I'm going to go Gold Glider, and let's go on to the Lightning Cup. This is one of my favorite cups in this entire game. I just like the courses. TikTok Clock from DS, from Nintendo DS, Piranha Plant Slide from Nintendo 3DS, Grumble Volcano from Nintendo Wii. This is the best of all worlds, to be honest. These are like some awesome tracks. This is one of the best Lightning Cups in the entire series so far, I can safely say. So as you can see, it isn't focusing every other second. The camera is going to stay locked at the focus point it has right now. Because that is dang annoying. Like every other second, it was like focus, blur, focus. Previous episode, and I was just watching a video on my own time, and I was like, all right, nope. This is terrible. Because I didn't realize it was that bad, I'm more looking at the actual game screen, not the camera screen, more than the camera. And when I saw that, I was like, shit, that's something I've got to work on. All right. Hold this. Alright. Alright, awesome. Hold this with your defense. Alright. This isn't like the bike in the previous episode, so... Oh my god! I am so convinced that the freaking game reacts to your voice. Some shit. Alright, so this isn't like the bike in the previous episode. It's going to be a lot easier for me to drift and collect those coins. There isn't a push and pull mechanic for the drifting, so it's going to be a lot more... It's going to be a lot more simple getting those coins. Alright. And right here, dropping that. Ooh, got the boost. I said boost and a boo showed up. Why, game? That's kind of hilarious though. Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my god, the lightning. And a blue shell game. Easy no, shit. Oh my god. If I'm not right, it could have been easily hit by that. Alright. Tipping these coins barely every time. Alright. Get those coin boosts. There we go. Alright. So that's the end of race number 1 for this cup. Now moving on to race number 2. This is a really dark track, so I was expecting this to look even worse. But I guess it's holding up. The brightness isn't too bright, it isn't too dark. Could be a smidge of improvement here, but that's definitely fine because it's nighttime. This room, I've got my light off, it's dark, and you do not want your settings on the camera too bright. In an unlit room, attempting to record a screen is always terrible fucking hell. I could have easily done that, but the CPU was being a bitch. Oops, someone has a boomerang. Let me just... I've had enough. Now that I think about it, I was playing Bigler and I couldn't get over there. Was it Piranha Plant? I think so. Yeah, I wasn't able to get that cut, like, even once because of how heavy the character was. And then I'm attempting it in this, and the CPU pushes me away. Okay, Matrix, fuck you. That's not funny. Dang stupid Matrix. Attempting to control our every choice and move in this life now is annoying. Yeah. Alright. So get this ramp. Alright, I don't see the antennae, but let me see. Yeah, tilt controls are off, smart steering is off, auto accelerate is off. I've got the map on. Just missed that because of the freaking ink. I think this is the lap where, yeah, this jump is so awesome. So get up here and fucking game though. He even tried messing that jump up. This game is freaking ridiculous. I hate it. The timing is really, really, really bad. Alright. Alright. And drift this car. I'm sorry I've been so quiet just now, but you know, trying to catch me. Ooh, the propellers on this thing are like really dang cool though. Like watching because the screen speed on the Switch 2 is like really what I call definite. So like just watching those propellers go, that's like mesmerizing though. Looks really nice. These low propellers, like whenever you're doing like flight and like on the water stuff. Cute propellers. Yeah. Awesome characters. Lemmy is really awesome in Koopa Clown car. Yeah. So that was race number 2. Now moving on to race number 3 here. All right. In just exactly 10 minutes and 12 seconds. 12, 13, 14. Okay, 10 minutes. So Grumble Volcano is going to be a bit dark too. This entire track is going to be seriously dark. Whoa. But this is more natural lighting. I really like this for the, the recording. This looks amazing on the camera though. Like, because there's something called natural lighting, and then there's something that I like to call unnatural lighting. Like when you're watching cartoons and like animated movies and such, there's this bright glow that's just over everything everywhere. And I would rather prefer an animated animation, whatever, that the lighting actually looks real. Like it looks like you're actually in a world outside and not everything is just lit for the convenience of being able to see it. So like the way that this is like you're actually in a dark unlit area, no lights around or everything, and the only light you have is from the sky being lit up by these volcanoes and these, the lava, the fireballs. The way that I have this camera set right now, this is amazing. This is the most natural lighting you could ever come across. It gives this racetrack, it looks way better to me than on the actual game because I've got all that unnatural lighting going on. But on the actual camera, like when I pass through that cave dark, you can still see everything though, can't you, right? The card itself has some headlights. Yeah, this is amazing. But on the actual game though, there's all this unnatural lighting going on and everything is just all bright and colorful like a freaking, I don't know if you know what VeggieTales is. It's looking like a VeggieTales episode. And I'm not truly impressed by that, to be honest. I was trying to get up there, try to get that jump, but what else? Weird physics. Alright, I knew it. Could get past that fire spot. Alright, so I'm gonna drop that right here. Jesus, I should have been holding this. That's my bad. Let me see if I could just focus for one lap at least. Excited to see how this episode looks on when it gets up on YouTube, like after all the recording, and then I get this up. I'm excited to see this one. Or just watch it before I upload it, the camera and stuff. Looks really fine, man. So I'm thinking about doing modifications. The Nintendo Switch has been out for a while. Switch 2 is out, and people are, I still say not legally because the Nintendo Switch 1 is still being supported. Yeah, bombs could defend you as well. Toss them back into the shells. Kind of cool, right? But imagine a modification that removes all the unnatural lighting from games like this, and how amazing, how realistic they'd look. Believe it or not, the reason I'm freaking out about this unnatural lighting stuff so much is because the 3D models are actually realistic as heck, believe it or not. And the only reason that these 3D models, these, the world around and the characters and stuff still look fake is because all the unnatural lighting causes them to glow and shine and look like freaking plastic scene toys. But when you take away all that unnatural lighting, is like you see this like fleshy like appearance because the brightness, like light doesn't bounce off of you and cause you to shine and stuff like that unless you're like covered in oil or something, right? Exactly. So taking all the unnatural lighting away, like everything looks so much more realistic. And a modification that takes the unnatural lighting away, like out of the game, would cause these games to be so amazing for me. Like playing a try-hard, what I call a try-hard game, maybe a PS4, PS5 game, and you get certain graphic styles. Same America in that graphical style, these tracks, I'm so excited for that. They just snatch all the unnatural. Look at this. Look at this. This looks times more amazing than it looks on the actual system screen I'm looking at right now. The lights are more they more actually look like freaking Christmas lights. What you're accustomed to seeing by the naked eye standing up outside of house at Christmas time and staring at the lights. The lights on this track definitely look like that. Alright. Oh my god, I'm so excited to be watching this episode when I finish this recording. So excited, so excited. The lighting is perfect. When I say perfect, I mean perfect. Street Fighter. They got a movie coming out for that, a live action Street Fighter, and the energy, like people look like disturbed and stuff like that, but I guess they're like maybe too old right now. A lot of them in that crowd, like at the Game Awards, people look disturbed. Like what the hell? These people are behaving so weirdly. But no, that's exactly how the characters. If you play the original classical games, that's exactly what they were doing, and I'm impressed by that as well. They brought the like, I'm gonna give you an example. A normal human would just kick at someone, right? And you know, the kick would be all limited by their bone structure and stuff like that. But I can see that they literally animated their moves and stuff, and they made it to be like you were in the actual Street Fighter world. They used a lot of advanced like CGI and stuff to kind of like push the limits of their movements and stuff like that. Just in those bits of seconds, second of footage that they had at the Game Awards, I was like, whoa. And I saw everything. I understood everything that they did. That is amazing. That movie is going to be so awesome. They found a way to bring the feel and animation of Street Fighter into a live action experience film. And it looks amazing. Ryu, Chun-Li. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. So that's the final track here for this episode, and this is the final part of what I would call the Retro Grand Prix, because this is the Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road. You know, Rainbow Road is the final track for like just about every Mario Kart game, and they did this well. I'm really excited for that Street Fighter. I'm so excited for that. Oh my gosh, I guess that's another movie that I'm gonna just download, like when it's, you know, when it becomes digitally available. I'm just gonna download that and have it on my device for like years, probably watching it over and over and over. If they make that movie as fun as I think it is, I'm definitely never deleting that thing. Maybe, you know, end up the kids in the future, if it does happen, and just showing them that movie and being like, you see this? It's called Street Fighter. Show them the game and be like, what is this? Like, guys, he's talking so weird. And then with the city movie, they totally understand. You know, like how the announcer is going to the match and like, this is a fight 2. Round 2. So excited for that. A world where people aren't, you know, I guess always sick, and there's more energy. They're projecting all these Hadouken and Tatsumaki Senpukia and all that shit. That's gonna be hype. So yeah, cutscene again. Already feels like yesterday, like in my YouTubing recording these, that I just had this cutscene playing. It's playing again. I'm actually running through these games a lot faster than I thought. Christmas is just around the corner though, and I got my present early. I got the Switch 2 for myself so early o'clock. I got this since June. I was not kidding around. I got this as quickly as I could. June? Was it June? I gotta check my receipt again, but it was really early, and I had Mario Kart World from launch, so I was, you know, like, I honestly feel for some of the people who are now realizing how amazing the Nintendo Switch 2 is, and they've still got yet to get one of these. This system is amazing. It's like a life changer, I'd say. Because the Switch 1 is awesome as well. I even have sometimes my Switch 1, I've got to make sure that it gets some charge, you know, so the battery doesn't go bad. The Switch 1 is awesome as well. I still like the aesthetic, the style of the menu compared to the Switch 2. It has its own unique charm, but you know, the speed that games load at, the loading screen, the instant loading, like the Nintendo Switch 1 games are so sped up. I'm not talking about Switch 2 versions of them. I mean, like, even if you just play, like, let me give you an example. Even this Mario Kart loading screen is way faster. Things is way more instant, way more powerful system. Yeah, looking at that sunset. In this, you know, all the natural lighting, all the unnatural lighting removed. I'm just watching this cutscene now through the camera instead of the game. Yeah, definitely got to do some mod where the lighting is removed for sure. Games look way better with the all that glow stuff removed, to be honest. Amazing music. You always find yourself doing that. That's Cat Peach. And her cart. All this DLC they're showing off. That's going to be it for the next, yeah. So I'm going to be starting this The Legend of Zelda X Mario Kart from the next episode for sure. Look forward to that. So excited. I'm almost complete with the Mario Kart 8 Nintendo Wii U section, like almost all these strats already, because I've got this, and then it's just those four cups remaining. Those 4 DLC, the DLC that launched for Nintendo Wii U Mario Kart. That's all that I've got left to do here, and then we're moving on to the DLC for Nintendo Switch. The Booster Course Pass tracks. Alright, so that's it for this episode, yeah? If you enjoyed, you can click that like button, as well as you can leave in a comment, type in a comment. If not, then whatever, if you do want to. And there is the subscribe button. Now, I'm explaining this every episode I can. That is a follow button. Follow button. There's no paid subscription here. Like, you know, so many people, they see the word subscribe and instantly think it's something you've got to pay for. No, that's free of charge. YouTube really, I'm going to actually, I keep talking about it, but I'm going to go see if I can message or directly get a word across to YouTube and see if they, you know, what they think about my idea. It really needs to be changed to follow. I do not know why this is so many decades YouTube had that called the subscribe button. That needs to be changed to follow. A lot of YouTubers lose out on subscribers every day because people don't even click that, thinking it's something you've got to pay for, believe it or not. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people who actually, you know, they're not as tech savvy or whatever else, and they just leave that button alone. But that is just for following the channel, and you'd be notified in the notification section of your, you never know, maybe it would at some point become something you've got to pay for. I wouldn't be surprised, because you get notified on videos, and, you know, people just like get ahead of themselves, and they've got like hundreds upon hundreds of things they're subscribed to, and your device is like bombarded by videos on a random from all over the place. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube makes that something you gotta do, but as of right now it's free, and you just click on that and you would be notified whenever I upload new videos, and you'd be able to stay tuned. So as well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever and whenever you're watching. So, this has been Mr. Pokemon 907. Until next episode, The Legend of Zelda Mario Kart 8 X The Legend of Zelda. Alright, I'm going to begin that Triforce Cup, whichever it is. Awesome.